All right, boys and girls, we are here with CS2 BASICS, and we're going to be going over trade fragging. It's a fairly simple concept, but in case you've never heard of it, all it means is that when a CT is playing in a position and he gets peeked by a terrorist, that you, the second player, are in position to avenge his death. You are an avenger. So if a CT is playing on the stairs and your first teammate is in front of you and he swings and dies, and you are sitting right here jiggling and you do not come up and trade him, this is incorrect. You have failed. Now, you may say, well, he never said anything. He didn't communicate that he was going to peak. And while that is a valid excuse, as a player, especially if you're trying to rank up and become better, you're going to have to learn to monitor where the players are around you. Having better spatial awareness is going to help you a lot in just all types of situations, but specifically in trade fragging. So if you see your teammate is walking up, you always want to kind of be moving with him, right? Just be kind of jiggling around him. If he runs around the corner without saying anything, boom, bam, you're perfect. You're ready to trade, right? So you did everything right there. Now, he might stop. He might stop here, and he might say, hey, third guy, can you flash us cat? I'm going to swing wide. Boom, flash comes, you guys trade. That's even better, but that's going to be more consistent if you're on a team versus if you're pugging. So what I want you guys to do is to get good at trade fragging in all situations, because there are going to be situations where you're on a team, even a tier 1 team, where maybe Nico's super zoned in and he's just kind of like, not really saying anything, just super zoned in. And you can't expect Hunter to be like, well, Nico, you never told me to come up with you. It's like you just have to know sometimes to go up, right? Now, I will say on a set strat, set route, set plays, you want to have your pathing set. So basically what that means is if you guys are doing a catwalk and you're basically going to do some sort of cat execute, you might want to have the first guy on the railing. And the first guy, your caller might say, hey, I want you to wide swing. Second guy, I want you to run up fast with the first guy, and the opper's going to hold the corner. So at this point, you might have one guy in lower. He might be throwing a flash or something. And basically what you're going to do is the first guy is going to run past this. He's not going to take this battle. He's going to run past, clear the right. He's going to run up. Second guy is basically, this guy's peeking up top. This guy's peeking down low. You guys are running up together. The flash comes, and you're just hoping to maybe catch someone off. Maybe it's a counter. Maybe there's an opper waiting here, and your caller has a play. And then basically the opper just kind of sits here trained on that. Once you guys start running the corner, he runs up and supports you. That's just kind of a basic example. Not saying that's the way you should do it, but that could be something that you set. It's very good to have set plays. For example, even over at long, when you're running out as the first guy, are you running up and are you running directly around the corner and then like jumping into pit? Are you running up, clearing blue and peeking back here? It's very useful to know what your teammates expect of you. Now, if you're in a pug, it's not going to work like that, right? You're not going to always know exactly what pathing, so that's where it's going to be up to you to kind of like learn how to play off people, and it's going to be harder, but it is what it is. If you want to pug a lot, you want to be able to practice that way. It is what it is. So those are a couple examples of trade fragging. Now, it doesn't always have to be perfect when you're trade fragging. For example, there's going to be situations where the trade frag is going to be like really hard. So for example, if you go up to long A here and say it's like a 2v3 and you guys just decided to come up long, if the first guy just swings and the second guy peeks, like there's a good chance that this guy just gets opt and he hides and there's no trade, right? Like it's not uncommon for it to happen. So you can do weird stuff where maybe like you do a little run boost, or another thing that's not a terrible idea is just kind of let a guy work it. Just like let one of the guys work and the other guy just basically just chill. Like let your teammate work, and as soon as he makes contact, you hear the shots, then you peek and you just cross with it. So you're not trading in the conventional sense, but I think it can be superior in certain situations, just because some trade frags are going to be so difficult. For example, outside on nuke, if someone's opping spawn heaven area, there's not a ton of trade potential there. So trading isn't always necessary in every situation, but For example, on Catwalk, it's definitely like trade central. Super important to be able to trade around these areas. Like all of Catwalk needs to be traded, or you will lose every time. Now, when it comes to like how far you should be in front of someone, how close, like I said before, it's going to be a little bit different, but depending where you're going. But in general, you just kind of want to be close enough. Like there's no set like I'll be 13 pixels behind him. You know, it's just like what you don't want to be is directly behind his butt. You know, like what you don't want is like your teammate to be right here and you're right here, and then he peeks and like he's oh, and he does a little back off and then he dies and then or you're so close that he peeks, you peek and you just kind of run into the same straight pattern and die, right? So it's always a little better to like if your teammate is kind of peeking out somewhere, you want to be ready. So like if he's walking out, you don't want to be like humping him like I said. You want to let him have a little space, but let's say he dies to this guy, you just want to be able to like trade it super fast. Like you want to be in position to peek him almost instantly after he dies. The best way I can explain it to you is to watch demos. Watch a lot of demos. Watch good players that are very efficient at trading. Mouse Sports, you know, Navi, G2, and any of those teams are going to be prime trading examples, right? And then you want to apply that to your own game. So, while none of this is super complex, it is very important, and it's something that you should definitely work on. And it's just one of those things that the better you get at trade fragging, the better you explain the concept to your teammates. You don't want to yell at your teammates if they don't fully understand trading. You just want to make sure that you're like, hey, you know, be a little closer to me next time when we're trading. And that like kind of brings me to my last point is like, if you're the first guy and you go around the corner and you die and your teammates are back here and then you yell at them and you knew they were that far back, you need to wait. Some people are very impatient and then they blame others, and sometimes it's their fault. Sometimes these people are super slow. They're like snails. They're like, oh, my teammate's over there. Let me go back and like check lower and Xbox and stuff for no reason, and then your teammate dies and he's mad. But for one, you have a radar. You can turn around, and you just want to make sure that you're like whether you're first or second or whatever. You want to just make sure that you're, you know, doing the right protocol. And as the first guy, just let people get closer to you. Call them to get closer. Hey, guys, get close, get close. I'm going to swing cat. And then when you see them close, you're like, swinging, and then you go, right? That's just going to be better. Sometimes you're going to have to do that. Vice versa on the second, like if the first guy's like, yo, I'm swinging cat, be like, wait, I'm not close. You know, like you can do that. These are fine things to do. Sometimes people get so worried about everything being perfect that they don't understand that like sometimes it just needs to be good. And obviously, in a perfect world, people would have perfect spacing and do everything great every pug, every match, but that's not reality. So sometimes you're going to have to put your ego at the door and just accept that, you know, sometimes you're going to have to tell people what to do when you don't want to. And some people, that really frustrates them, but it is what it is. Now, my final point will be, while you're waiting to trade, you don't want to be a bunch of idiots. So if there's 3 of you on cat, and your caller's like, yo, we're going to execute at cat on 45 seconds or something, and it's a minute, so you're waiting 15 seconds, you don't want to be standing here like this, and like this. One flash, you're all blind. This guy's going to come and kill you all. What you want to do is, while this guy's waiting, have one guy look forward, and then have the other guy watch like the lower flank, and then you could even have you know, just depending on the round, this other guy could be hiding in the wall. Depending on like how confident you are, they're not going to peek into you like super fast. You could be like this. You know, there's a bunch of situations you could do. I'm not saying those are perfect, but you want to make sure that like while you're waiting, that you're not all just exposed to one flashbang and you all die, right? And that is not that uncommon. So this is just basics. If you have any questions in the comments, I will answer them if there's anything you think I forgot. But I'm going to be doing this series of just kind of basic concepts for people, and hopefully it can help people in their gameplay and get better players, become better players. So peace out.